You are listening to the Pleasant Spirit Podcast with your host, licensed massage therapist, Kyle Pleasant. Here, we will be discussing topics on health and wellness, as well as self-improvement, and his experiences as a legally blind massage therapist. And now, here's your host, Kyle.
Well, hello again, and welcome to Pleasant Spirit Podcast. Here I'm your host, Kyle Pleasant, licensed massage therapist. And today we're going to be talking about kind of how I tend to evaluate my particular thought process, especially when I'm out of alignment. Sometimes we go through life and we're trying to just figure out, are we in alignment or out of alignment? And sometimes things are, flowing just like we want, and we're just feeling joy and we're feeling our peace. And then other days we feel like maybe we're separate from our good, which is, not the case. So when I was a teenager, I read a lot of self-help books, like any teenager, comic books. No, we did self-help books. Some authors like William Danforth, Dale Carnegie, Stephen Covey, definitely were some of my top authors that I would read. And one of my favorite books, and it's still one that I think about often, is a book by William Danforth called I Dare You. And in this book, it kind of the structure of it compartmentalizes the human condition into like 4 categories. You have your physical self, your mental self, and your emotional self, and your spiritual self. And this kind of model is kind of what I use to think about my life and, evaluate those different aspects. Because there's a quote out there that says, a well-evaluated life is a well-lived life, I believe. I'm not sure who wrote that, but I think it's a good quote. If you just stop every once in a while to evaluate how your life is going and, what are some areas that you might need to improve upon, to bring you more in alignment with your source. For example, we have our physical self, and in that physical self, we're spiritual we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and part of that is definitely the joys of this physical body that we carry around. It's the sacks of meat, the water bag that walks around the earth, or whatever, the ghost in the machine, that kind of thing. We're thinking about like how we feel every day. Are we getting enough sleep? Are we, eating the right things? Are there things that are helping us and giving us energy? Are we getting enough water? Are we exercising? Are we getting out there and, moving our body and just kind of getting things circulated and to, taking care of ourselves, getting massages, helping that body de-stress and get in that parasympathetic mode of being. Meditation, are we, that's a good thing too to help our bodies. Are we drinking enough water? Water's very important. I'll probably even do a podcast just specifically on water. I remind my clients is that, before you come in, be sure you drink plenty of water and before and after the massage, because it definitely helps me loosen those muscles a little bit easier. And then also, getting out into nature, just walking around, that helps on all kinds of aspects or whatever. It helps get you grounded, just being out in nature just is good for getting oxygen and just, getting you in the right state of mind. So we move down to our mental self. And in that mental self, we're looking at, what are some things that we're, thinking about? What are the quality of our thoughts? I believe, energy follows thought, and so everything is energy. And so what kind of energy are we producing? To me, I believe that the quality of your energy is the it reflects the quality of your life. And so what are you thinking about mentally? Are we learning something new every day? Are we reading something, even a quote or a new thought? You want to learn something every day to kind of, stimulate your mind, get that neuroplasticity, I think that's how you say it, going, and getting that memory going, because our thoughts, help create our reality. And so what are the quality, examining the quality of our thoughts? What are they like? What kind of things are we bringing into our life? What are we reading about? What are we watching on the news? Or what to the point of what kind of pictures that we have on the wall. In my house, I've got like all kinds of different sayings from inspirational authors that, align my house, because those are energy too. And what are you, looking at those and reflecting those each day. The entrance to my office has all kinds of cognitive type thoughts that are on the wall, that whenever the clients come in, they have something to look at, to think about while they're getting their massage. So that's important. It's just evaluate the quality of your thoughts, to see if are they in alignment with your, bringing you peace. Are they in alignment with that, or are they challenging you? So the next aspect is emotional. Well, whenever we think about our emotions, our emotions are a part of us, and definitely the emotions act as a compass, to let you know whether you are in alignment or out of alignment with your source. Are we, if we're feeling upset about something, emotions help us, stop and say, all right, something's not right here. Just like pain in the body, if you break your leg, that pain lets you know where, something's wrong in your body. And so your emotions, do the same thing. They let you know, what's aligning you to peace, or are, in harmony with yourself, or with your higher self, your spiritual self. And that, which leads me to the next part, is that our spiritual self is, how I think about, where we came from. When we came from an infinite universe, and it doesn't matter what you call it. I mean, we all come from the same divine place. You can call it God or spirit or source, or, whatever, but we all come from that same place, and either we're in alignment with it, we're at harmony with it, we're, vibrating at its frequency, or we're not. And like I say, the emotions and all those other things kind of that are in the other things we talked about are helping, get us in line with that. And just thinking, are we praying? To me, I believe a prayer is the things that you say out loud, and you're, reflecting on it. And if you are doing, mindfulness or meditation, what you're saying and what you're experiencing, seeing out there in the world, helps tell you whether you're in alignment as well. And so just evaluating what are the words that you're saying. Are you cursing, or you say, I am blessed? Just for affirmations, I am blessed, I am blessed, I am whole, perfect, and complete, helps to, strengthen that spiritual aspect of your humanity and your spiritual beings and all that, So there's just some thoughts that I do on a regular basis, where I think about, how am I doing physically? How am I doing emotionally? How am I doing mentally and spiritually, whatever? And just knowing that, that I'm that spiritual being, and just trying to keep those things in alignment. And then always, in spiritual practice, or am I holding on to any kind of unforgiveness, or am I showing gratitude? I tell people, instead of saying, I'm sorry, oh, sorry I did this, I'm sorry for talking too much, or I'm sorry I'm in your way, how about thank you for your patience, thank you for your understanding, and that turns into gratitude rather than I'm sorry, and you're putting your attention onto somebody else, right, instead of yourself. And so just changing the words I'm sorry to thank you as another good spiritual practice. And then Well, that's going to do it for this week. I hope something I said today was informative. As you know, you can, on my home pages there, you can sign up for a newsletter, which gives you kind of a 12-week self-help boot camp kind of thing. And it also lets you get notified on any kind of updates to my blog. And as always, if you have any questions or if you have any comments, be sure you leave them at podcast@pleasantspirit.com. Thanks for listening, and also give out a review if you like and share and all that sort of stuff. Alrighty. Well, until next time, everyone be well.
Thank you for listening to the Pleasant Spirit Podcast. We hope you found today's show informative. Please take a moment to write a review. And if you want to reach out or have show ideas, you can email at podcast@pleasantspirit.com. You can also visit his website at pleasantspirit.com. If you are in the Portland, Oregon area, you can schedule a massage or one of his coaching services at pleasanttouchmassage.com. See you next time, and always be well.